The Caribbean. Everywhere there's natural beauty and warm smiles. And we'd like to keep it that way. But there's something threatening to take those smiles away. Chronic diseases. They're responsible for 60% of all deaths worldwide. And most of these diseases occur in middle or low-income countries like our own here in the Caribbean. Yet, if we removed the risk factors for heart disease, stroke, and type 2 diabetes, at least 80% of these common diseases could be prevented. It's time to make a change. We need to be moving away from Popular Caribbean singer Richie Stephens knows that high blood pressure or hypertension is very common in the Caribbean for a variety of reasons. Experts say that most people will develop high blood pressure at some point in their lives.
Hi, I'm Richie Stephens with my mother, Mama Carmen, and today we're here with PAHO, the Pan American Health Organization. We're discussing high blood pressure, the silent killer. Now I've decided to lend some support to PAHO to let people know the importance of checking the doctors and to exercise, because there's a reason why they refer to high blood pressure as the silent killer. It's very, very important to keep it under control. So once again, I'm Richie Stephens with my mother, Mama Carmen.
Blood pressure is the force of blood against the wall of our arteries. High blood pressure is dangerous because it makes the heart have to work too hard, so the walls of the arteries start hardening. This makes it more likely, therefore, that you will have heart disease, stroke, and even other serious conditions.
The importance of managing the problem is because hypertension is a major contributor to ill health and death in society. And this happens because of the problems it generates with regards to the heart as well as to the vessels. And in short, what it does to the vessels, it causes progressive thickening of the walls of the arteries, and this results in narrowing of the channel and really setting up the stage for blockage. Occasionally, the vessel may rupture. And that is why it's a major contributor to things like strokes, like heart attacks, like kidney disease. It is, in fact, the leading cause of chronic, what we call end-stage renal failure in the Caribbean to a large extent. So that's the major importance. But the other thing about it is that it is, and the tragedy too, is that it is seldom recognized by the individual who has the problem. And that is a major barrier in terms of reducing the impact of hypertension on the society. So we are urging people to be aware of the importance of having themselves checked, especially if they belong to a family where there's high blood pressure.
But there's good news. These diseases can be prevented before they can harm us, and you're about to find out how. But first, how do we know what exactly is our blood pressure? You may have noticed that your doctor tests your pressure with a monitor that gives you a pair of numbers. The first number is the systolic pressure. The second is the diastolic pressure. When the mercury level in the blood pressure monitor reaches 140 by 90 millimeters or higher, that's considered high blood pressure. If, however, your blood pressure reaches 120 by 80, this is considered pre-hypertension. Pre-hypertension is when a person doesn't yet have hypertension, but is likely to develop it in the future.
Recent research has made it very, very clear that the old adage of your systolic blood pressure being 100 plus your age and your diastolic being 60 to 90 is a myth and fraught with tremendous danger, because it has been proven that persons whose blood pressure are within those ranges still suffer significant end organ diseases, such as strokes with the brain, certainly renal disease, and cardiac disease. There's no question that blood pressure of 160, 190 are no longer acceptable. And what we are aiming for now is proper control with blood pressures of 120/70.
While you can use both numbers to tell if you have hypertension, the systolic pressure will give the most accurate diagnosis. Remember, the blood pressure is high when the systolic measurement is 140 or above.
If you know you have a level of blood pressure, which is not really making you hypertensive, but it is at risk for that, then you have an opportunity to take steps to try to minimize the rise of blood pressure over the years.
As we said earlier, hypertension can be prevented. First of all, you must maintain a healthy weight. If your doctor says you need to lose weight, do it. Just remember to pace yourself. Ask your doctor to help with a plan for losing weight and stick to it. Exercising or doing some other physical activity for about 30 minutes, even a couple times a week, can do wonders for your overall health and well-being. You don't even have to go to a gym. You can combine everyday chores with moderate levels of sporting activities, such as walking. It can be as simple as using the stairs instead of an elevator, and you'll love how you feel.
Consistent exercise, not a walk or a stroll in the park twice a week, 5 days a week, minimum 30 minutes in duration. So many studies have been done on exercise and reducing weight, for reducing hypertension, for maintaining normal blood sugar levels, for increasing the strength of that, reducing the risk of heart disease. What is a 30-minute walk?
Lots of persons exercise, and lots of persons don't exercise. And many persons in Trinidad and the Caribbean exercise only when they have to go, like up here for carnival. We get a lot of persons come up the hill because they want to keep fit. But you need to exercise. You need to get rid of all the germs in the body, all the salts in the body, etc. So my advice always to people is whenever they get ill, etc., have a good diet, take a good diet, make sure you eat properly, and make sure you exercise regularly.
Eating healthy is another great idea. Foods low in saturated fat, total fat, and cholesterol are much better for you. So are fruits, vegetables, and low-fat dairy products. Avoid foods with too much salt, like salted fish, processed meat, and ready-made foods. You shouldn't take in more than 5 to 6 grams of salt a day, and most of us have an intake of 10 to 12 grams. The more salt you eat, the higher the blood pressure. So, use spices, garlic, and onions to add more flavor to your food and help reduce your salt intake. And remember, teaching healthy eating habits at an early age is a good prescription for life. If you drink, remember, moderation is key. Too much alcohol can add calories to your diet and also raises your blood pressure. If you smoke, cut that habit out. Tobacco can raise your blood pressure and increase the risk of heart and blood vessel diseases.
So remember now, target your blood pressure stats. 120/70, that's pretty normal.
If your blood pressure is high or you have pre-hypertension, see your doctor and work out a plan to reduce it. This can be very simple. In fact, most of the steps we mentioned can be a part of it. Maintaining a healthy weight, eating well but with very little salt, and being physically active are always good ideas. With your doctor, set a blood pressure goal, then a timetable to achieve it. Write down your current blood pressure and write down your blood pressure goal. Just keep that piece of paper in a visible place so you'll always have your goal in mind. If your doctor prescribes drugs to lower blood pressure, you must take them exactly as directed. It's easy to forget to take medication, so try to work it into your daily routine. Use your cell phone, sticky notes, or other reminders to help you keep on schedule. Have your family and friends help you stick to it. While medication can help you control hypertension, there is still no substitute for a healthy lifestyle, and it's a lot cheaper. So do your part, because nothing beats the satisfaction of facing high blood pressure and beating it.
And I hope that everybody takes on to doing some exercise and takes down to keeping down their blood pressure and takes down to eating less salt and less sodium chloride in your food, etc. I hope everybody in the Caribbean does that, because we are losing so many young people because of a lack of exercise and a lack of proper diet.